Hello everyone, my name is Mitchell and this is Team Spirit vlog number 11. And I'm actually making this on March 16th, 2013, a couple days after my birthday, turning 47, which is a number 11. But I was informed this is a number 5 year for me because 2013 equals 6 plus my birthday 314. So that's 6 and 4 is 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a 14, which is back to temperance again for me, but also boils down to a number 5. So it was kind of cool to see what this year is going to bring for me, the kind of changes and shifts and moving, and I definitely have been feeling it and planning it. I even think, you know, the chest congestion and the stuff that I've been dealing with was all kind of part of that. A little bit of a shift and a change coming up to that birthday. So today I wanted to talk about ego. It's not going to be a very long one. It's only a minute now, and I probably won't be talking about it for another 3 or 4 minutes. But before we start that, I'm prompted to set the intention now rather than at the end, which is what I often do for the vlog. But I set the intention for you and for me. And that intention is that we would receive confirmation and guidance and healing just by listening and spending this time together, that we would resonate, operate, and vibrate in the highest possible frequency of divine love that we can today, and be in harmony and alignment with our true self and with Source. I started making what I'm calling minute meditations. And the first one went out, no music underneath it. I like it, but I'm going to put some gentle music underneath the rest of them. These are things that I'm sending out in my newsletter, so that's the only way you're going to get them. I'm just I know some people like, you know, newsletters. Some people are Facebook people and they check it every day, every hour. Some people don't want to watch a YouTube video. I get it. So I'm kind of honoring and bringing some of the same messages out in different ways. With the Team Spirit post, some people like that nice picture with the message from Team Spirit in just a quick blurb. And like I said, some people like to watch videos. And I try to create them so they're short and sweet. The vlog has always been just a little bit longer. So make sure you get on my email list. Just go to intuitivemessenger.org. I'll put that right down there so that you can see that. And just put your first name and your email address in there, and then it will be confirmed, and you'll get my next email letter, which will be about every 2 weeks. So, ego, E-G-O. I've heard people say that means like edging God out, you know, our dirty little, you know, closet friend and things like that. But you know, I'm not here to define what it is. I think next to defining what God or Source is, ego would probably be the second most difficult thing to define. But I know this, that I can look back and see where my ego reared its ugly head so many times in my life. And it's doing it so much less and so much less. And I like to think and attribute that to being more connected to my higher self, my authentic self, my true self, and being connected, period, and being connected continually. When I grew up in the church and studied the Bible backwards and forward, I think I read it through probably 4 or 5 times over the years. There was always something that kept sticking in my head about, you know, many things did, but one of the things was being in constant prayer. And I remember thinking, how do you do that? And I think I have a glimpse and a glimmer of that. It's my intuition. It's being completely connected. Good example is like being at work or popping up on Facebook and some of the other pages that I'm connected with. I'll see a post, and my first response of, oh, no, they didn't. And the moment the head starts bobbing. And I'll think to myself, I'll look at someone's post and they're making a comment, and I'll stop because it catches me off guard, and I'll say, what did that just trigger in me? And one will be, it triggered either anger that they would say that to another person, which that's still ego, me making a judgment call on what they said, or it will trigger in me self-doubt and feeling inadequate and less than, like maybe somebody coming up with an idea or promoting themselves in a unique way, and I'll stop and I'll get that moment of what, and then I realize it's me either being jealous or envious that they did it first, and also feeling less than. I know many of you have read the poem by Marianne Williamson, and I don't even think it's a poem. I think it's an excerpt from her book, Return to Love. But Nelson Mandela made it pretty famous, and it was about who are we not to let our light shine. Don't dim your light or cover it up just because it might make somebody else feel bad because that light is shining on any of their darkness. And, that one is just amazing. You can easily Google it and find it. Marianne Williamson, and then just, Google, Let Your Light Shine or excerpt from her book, and you usually pop up. But, so even, like I said, at work or on Facebook, I'll see something and it just triggers something in me. And that's when I pause, and I love how Michael Singer, in his book, Untethered Soul, and Gary Zukav, in The Seat of Your Soul, talk about just sitting back and observing. And I think even Eckhart Tolle talked about him being out of his mind and then wondering, well, who's in there if he's out? Like he was having this conversation with two different people. And I think that's where his enlightenment and discovery of his ego. So take that pause, sit back, and observe for just a moment. Why did I just react that way? What is there in this for me to learn? So it's been really fun because I've even had these conversations with myself. I am so not the same person I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. If you knew me at any of those, points in my life, you would not recognize me as who I am now. And I even have a hard time going back to those, not painful or anything, but hard time going back to, when I was 10 or 20 or 30 and trying to even place myself back there. It just doesn't seem like it's me. It seems like it's another person. And it was, because, the body changes every moment. I am not the same I was 5 seconds ago. I'm not the same I was, 10 seconds ago. So it's very interesting. I said it was going to be a short one. It's already 7 minutes. But so when you feel, if you want to grow, there's some people who are perfectly happy living from a place of ego. I know for me it hurt too much. And that old saying, once you know better, you can't go back to the way things were. That's how I feel as well. So anyway, I hope you've learned something from this. If not, at least sharing a moment with somebody else who kind of understands and going through the same thing. So I enjoy watching my ego drift away. And I remember somebody saying something about their prayer was, Lord, give me just enough ego to believe that I can do this and record this video, but that's it, just enough to push the button and record it. So I don't know if I like that prayer, but I understand it. And part of me, it's not about fear, pushing the button or not pushing the button. I'm just listening to my intuition. And the other day when I had that moment of realizing the ego, I heard Team Spirit kind of say, this is something you want to talk about. Get it out. Share it. So I did with you. So I thank you, and I say to you, Namaste, which basically means the divine in me sees the divine in you, or the good in me sees the good in you. So have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later.